Hey everybody, Jabman025 here. Today we're taking a look at my 78th Master Grade, the Gundam Epyon Endless Waltz version. And as a lot of you know, Epyon has been on my Master Grade wish list for a very, very long time. This is one of my holy grail kits. I've always wanted a Master Grade Epyon. The original High Grade 1/100th Epyon was my first ever Gundam model kit. So I finally have a Master Grade Epyon. Let's have a look at it and see what we got. Now we're going to start looking at the torso. Very interesting frame on this kit. It's similar to the old Wing Gundam kits, or the Endless Waltz series we've been getting, but it's still a little different. Minor nitpick here, we got a green metallic sticker with a clear piece that goes on top, you see here. If I had made my choice, I would have had a silver sticker with a clear green piece on top of that, but that's a nitpicky issue. It's not that big of a deal. See the armor. Really neat armor system here. One piece on top of the other, on top of the other. It's kind of a neat stacking system they got on. But one thing you start to notice here is we got some bad nubs. The head looks great. Absolutely awesome looking head. Really looks like the Epyon from the Wing series. Looks like the Demon. Just great. Shoulders. Big bulky shoulders, but the Epyon always had big bulky shoulders. Do kind of get in the way, and you notice here again, bad nubs. Go ahead and say it now. This kit is absolutely loaded with bad nubs. A lot of cleaning up to do. If you paint your kits, you don't care. But if you don't, it can get a little frustrating. The arms and hands. The hands are just like the other Wing kits. Replacement fingers. You get the open style finger. You get a gripper finger for the weapons, and you get a closed fist. Now, usually what I do with my decals is I wait till the end and I build the whole kit and then I put the decals afterwards. There's a ton of decals for this kit. They don't call it version Ka, but they might as well. There are a ton of decals, and the decals are kind of similar to the Sinanju, and lots of panel lining, lots of pinstriping, lots of neat effects like that. But I decided to do the decals as I built the kit this time, just because I knew these are going to be a real pain in the butt when I had the kit complete, and they were a pain in the butt regardless. The foot, same kind of deal as the front. Remember, this kit actually has 3 different heads, 2 dragon heads and a normal Gundam head. A green sticker with a clear piece on top of it. Looks pretty good though. And this foot will become the dragon's head later. And if you bend it, and you can open up a mouth down here complete with teeth. So you really get that sense of a dragon's head. The legs, very neat looking. It's a very fun build. You do have a hinge here in the shin that you can pop loose that allows it to move, so you have more points of articulation. This is only used when you have it in the dragon mode, and you can see it, the legs become a neck, so you get an extra bend out of the neck or leg. Again, with the decals, lots of crazy decals. Like I said, kind of reminds me of Sinanju. If you decide to do this, if you want to wait for the water slide decals to come out, I wouldn't blame you. These are very complex and difficult decals, but they're not impossible. But they're not easy either. Interesting hip system here. You connect the legs together as so. Without the skirt armor, this is for the transformation sequence. When you're building the hips, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but just follow the manual. It'll make sense when you're done. Again, the skirt armor looks nice. Not a lot of details on the skirt armor. Not a whole lot of panel lining on this kit, just a little bit, but not much. But lots of decals and lots of detail work put in the end. And overall, I think it looks really, really nice. When I first saw the Endless Waltz version, I wasn't entirely sure if it was going to look good as the standard Epyon, but now that I've seen it in person, it looks great. Posability. These shoulders do get in the way a little bit. They're kind of big and bulky, but it's not bad. Nice big bends out of the knees. You can get the legs going just about anywhere you want. Hips aren't a problem at all. Move anywhere you want. No problems with the legs. But those shoulders kind of get in the way a little bit. Now for the wings. Big old giant wings on this guy. And you can see they are not touching the ground. This is able to stand on its own. He is still a little back heavy though. And you can see one little tap and he gets kind of wobbly. It's not bad, but it's not great either. It's got good bounce considering how big those wings are though. And plenty of movement out of the wings. You can move them up, to the side, anywhere you please. They can move all sorts of different angles. And like I said, they're a little back heavy, but truthfully it's not that bad. And you see, even if it does kind of lean to the back, the wings almost touch the ground anyway, so it's not like it's going to topple over backwards. That's not a big problem. And overall, it looks pretty good. And the wings do separate. It's on a hinge system, so if you pull it apart, all three parts separate. You don't have to spread it apart yourself like the Master Grade Wing Gundam. Now, as for the weapons, again, we're talking about bad nubs. You see, this is one length in the heat rod, or heat whip, if you like. And there are 10 links total, and all of them have lots of bad nubs. Lots and lots of cleaning up to do on this heat rod, heat whip. Tons of work to do on each individual link. So this can take some time. And you see, each link connects into the link behind it, so it connects into one solid piece. You can keep this as one solid straight line, or you can separate them so it'll be more flexible. Now, when it's like this, it isn't perfect. It will get knocked out of position occasionally, but overall it's not bad at all. This isn't built by polycaps, it's all plastic in there. See, the shield attaches onto the arm. Nice strong attachment, no problem. And you can move the heat rod just about any place you like. Like I said, it ain't perfect, but it's still real improvement over the old high grade. Now the beam sword, you have this cable, which is 10 times better than the old high grade. Super strong, but you can still bend it into any position you like. This can get away a little bit when you're posing things, so you got to be a little careful to maneuver it and move that cable wherever you want it to. And this little pack here, of course, hooks onto the side skirt armor. And just like all the EW weapons, it hooks into the hand. And again, because of the cable and because of the shoulders, you can't quite pull off every pose they show you in the box art and in the promo art. They kind of exaggerate what you can pull off with this, but you can still get a lot of great poses, don't get me wrong. And you see there's the decals on the weapons, a little bit on the shield, a little bit on the beam sword. But overall, nice detail to the weapons, looks good. Now it has an interesting attachment for an action base, it works just fine. And once you get this guy airborne, the sky's the limits. Wings can go anywhere, no weight issues at all. Nice strong attachment. You can do just about anything you want. Takes a little effort to get into good poses, but you can get some really nice poses. Little size comparison next to his EW, or if you prefer version Ka Wing Gundam. You see he's got a little bit of height on him, but he looks about the same scale, looks good. But truthfully for me, I'm going to have Epyon pose next to his counterpart, the Angel and the Demon. I think they look really good posed next to each other. You get the angel wings, and the demon dragon really looks nice as an offset. Now this does transform, of course. What you're going to do is you're going to remove the hands completely, open up the back skirt armor. Then you're going to unhinge the waist section, which is actually fairly easy, and connect it into the backpack. The legs are going to come up as so. Bend the legs all the way over and point the toes. And you're going to unhinge that section in the shin I told you about, which makes this a neck instead of a leg. And you're going to point the skirt armor back out again, move the wings up and angle them, bring the arms down and bring out the claws from the arms so it looks like talons. This will connect into an action base. You see a connection right in there, nice strong connection, no problems. Then all you have to do is add on the heat rod as a tail, and that'll connect into the same connection as the action base. Then all you have to do is open up the mouths, which is a little complex, but you can do it with a paper clip, and you've got yourself a giant mechanical twin-headed flying dragon, which looks pretty badass. I was never a huge fan of the original Epyon's flight mode, but this actually looks like a twin-headed dragon, and that's pretty cool. Final thoughts on this kit? I'm giving this kit a big thumbs up. This is a great addition to any collection. It was a fun build. It looks great, great detail, great weapons, and the posability was pretty good, considering how big and bulky this kit is. Do I think this qualifies as the new Leader of Master Grade Kit of the Year? I'm going to say no. I still think 00 Riser has the top spot. This was close, guys. A lot closer than I thought it was going to be. I was really tempted to put Epyon up there, but I think the 00 Riser just has more pluses than this guy does. Both have very few flaws, but both are great kits. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you found it informative. If you got any questions, ask them. I'll answer them as best I can. And please leave a comment. You guys know I love reading them. Epyon has always been one of my holy grail kits. I got him. I'm happy. He's sitting next to Wing Zero. All is well. Stay tuned for the next review, guys. I'll see you next time. Oh, and one more thing. Sweet little buttercup, my little buttercup, I love you. Oh, that was terrifying.